Superman and Lois episode 12 shows just how Luthor slowly takes over the prison he's sent to, showing how powerful he is and also a man of resources. And after his release, he visits Lois and Clark to threaten her to stop reporting and retire, but obviously she doesn't give up and she doesn't stop. Meanwhile, Jordan is kind of getting, um, the fame is getting to his head and he's bragging about this new mysterious figure that saved Sarah and the other guy. And, sorry. And yeah, this is the one plot line that I honestly dislike because how long is he going to keep on like talking back and forth to Sarah and stuff like that? It's been going on for about like 2 seasons now, which is getting old and repetitive. And I honestly hope that they can think of something to like make his character arc unique and interesting, not just like going back and forth with the whole, oh, I want to talk to Sarah, blah 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 blah. And yeah, so later on in the story, a tornado happens, and Jordan helps Superman to stop it while wearing his suit, but lets a group of people take videos of him smiling in the suit, and he gets grounded again. So yeah, as the final credits play out, Luther and his henchmen locates Bizarro, and it ends right there. So I'm not really sure how they located Bizarro, but whatever. Now I did enjoy this episode and season, but the only are negatives are the back and forth between Jordan, his parents, and Sarah, which is starting to get repetitive and annoying. Now, Michael Cudlitz's performance as the new Lex Luthor blew me away because he's really good in this variation of Lex Luthor, of the character, but it doesn't feel like a Lex Luthor, or at least the depiction of Lex Luthor that I had in my head. The picture of Lex in my head is like the one from Supergirl, maybe like very quick to make decisions against his arch nemesis, or the appearance of Smallville, and maybe Batman versus Superman as well. I always thought of the characters like someone who was bald, clean shaven, and calculated, who didn't do their own dirty work, except when they had their own exosuit and stuff like that. But I may be wrong, so correct me. So yeah, but this variation in Superman and Lois is a lot older, I'm pretty sure, and he has a beard, which I mean, none of which I mind, and it's just different. And he feels like a kingpin character from the comics, and he also doesn't seem to be like the calculated version I think I've seen in like the animated movies and stuff like that. Um, because in this previous episode and the promo for the next finale, he seems to be doing his own dirty work. He's not wearing like a suit, and he's not wearing his exosuit either. And his company hasn't really been shown yet, so he doesn't strike me as a businessman, which I associate with Lex Luthor. But regardless, I still think that this variation is probably like the best one that I've seen because I never really watched Smallville like that, and I didn't really like Supergirl's Lex Luthor either. And Titans Lex Luthor was just terrible outright because not because of his performance, but because he literally appeared in one episode and he got killed off, which is crazy to think about and is a disservice to the character. So yeah, I also saw this rumor floating around that Chrissy might be Lex's daughter, which might be true because his daughter would be 31 now because she was born in 1991, and I would like that, but I understand why that may not be the best thing for them to do right now because it would be equally as repetitive as John Henry Irons knowing a version of Lois, and Natalie being their daughter, and Talro being related to Clark, Bruno Meinheim and Pia, and all this stuff. And it's a very interconnected um, family tree in Smallville or in the place that they are staying in, which might get a little bit old and repetitive and annoying as well. So yeah, because I don't really have a problem with the way that these characters are written to be related, but as you introduce more and more characters who are related, as it becomes more frequent, it starts to lose its importance and uniqueness and stuff like that. So yeah, what else? Yeah, so that's about it. Overall, I enjoyed the episode. I'm definitely excited for the finale. I also heard that it's been renewed for a season 4 with like budget cuts and like 10 episodes. So I'm hopeful for a good season, but I am a little bit skeptical because it's still the CW, and is it the C? Yeah, I think it's still the CW, and I wonder how they're really going to do the story now. But at least they have like a whole season to pay all their attention and effort to Lex Luthor as a final villain, which just sets up the show perfectly well. And I hope they can do what The Flash season 9 couldn't do. So yeah, that's about it. Peace.